Welcome back to We Are The Hansons. Today we're diving into the topic that resonates with so many families, the experience of being a step-parent. It's a role that comes with unique joys, challenges, and the opportunities to grow, not just as a family, but as individuals. Whether you're a step-parent yourself, know someone who is, or are navigating a blended family, this episode is for you. So grab your coffee, find a cozy spot, and let's talk about what it means to be a step-parent. Let's start at the beginning. Becoming a step-parent usually means stepping into a family dynamic that already exists. For many, this can be a delicate balancing act. On one hand, you're building a relationship with your partner, but on the other hand, you're also trying to establish trust and a bond with their children. It's not always easy for anyone. When I first stepped into this role, I remember feeling a mix of emotions, excitement, nerves, and a deep sense of responsibility. Because you're not just becoming a spouse or partner, you're becoming part of a child's world. And depending on their age, they may have strong feelings about that. Sometimes they welcome you with open arms, and other times it's a little more complicated, especially when the other parent is saying bad things. One of the most challenging parts of being a step-parent is figuring out where you fit. You're not trying to replace their biological parent, but you are taking a parental role. For me, it was about finding the balance between being supportive and not overstepping. Communication is always key. Talk to your partner about, things what they envision your role to be. Because if the kids are old enough, have your spouse or partner conversate and ask what they want to. I've always looked at my husband's children like they're my own, because I don't want to be considered just dad's wife. I want them to know that I'm always there for them and that they can come to me anytime. I want to build their trust. I want to build that relationship, and I want them to know that I'm always there. I'm considered like a bonus mom to them children. So building trust isn't automatic, and it should not be rushed. One of the best pieces of advice I received was to let the kids set the pace. Be consistent, show up for them, and let them see that you're there for the long haul. Trust is built over time, and actions speak louder than words. I also found that small gestures make big differences. For example, remembering their favorite snacks, showing interest in their hobbies, or just being present during their day-to-day lives can go a long way in building that connection. And it wasn't easy, for me anyway, because there's always roadblocks by the other parent. So it definitely was not easy. And it's definitely a course that you have to jump through. It's not smooth sailing all the time. Blending families can come with its share of challenges. There may be moments of tension, whether it's with the kids, the other biological parent, or even within your own relationship. For us, it definitely was a struggle because we had that other parent trying to get in the way. One of the hardest things, to navigate can be feelings of rejection. And there may be times when the kids say things that hurt, either because They're processing their emotions or testing their boundaries with you. And I've gone through it. It's important to remember that it's not always about you. Their feelings are valid, and your response can make a big difference. You have to have patience, empathy, and a lot of grace. They are going to be your best friends in these moments. Let's get into the joys of step parenting, because that's what I love. But let's not forget the incredible joys that come with being the step parent. There's some things that are so special about creating new traditions together, watching your relationship grow, and seeing the kids thrive in a loving, supporting environment. I always have treated all the kids the same. I want them to know that I don't consider them my stepkids. I think that sounds like kind of like wickedy. I don't know. I've just never, we don't call step parents. We don't call half siblings. They are siblings. We don't use the half. We don't use the step. I came into this relationship with a daughter. He came in with several children, and we are a family. We don't consider it any different. It's like mom and dad, siblings. That's how it is. And granted, they have their mom and stuff like that, but I will never, ever treat them like they're just they're second fiddle. They will always be treated the same in our family, every single one of them. And I love them very much. So the joys of step parenting, they were challenging. But just seeing the kids as they got older, they started seeing the truth. It didn't take long, and me and my husband knew that the truth would finally show through eventually. One of my favorite memories as a step parent was the first time that one of my stepchildren came to me for advice. It was a small moment, but it felt like such a huge milestone in our relationship together. Moments like that remind you that all the effort was worth it. And still to this day, my husband's children, my stepchildren, will come to me and ask me, hey, can you make this for dinner? I love when you cook that. Or you make the best chili. Or, it makes me feel so special, and that I've gained that trust and that bond with them that they're not scared to ask me. I don't want them to be scared to ask me. So I'm going to give a little piece of advice for new step parents. If you're a new step parent, here's what I'd say to you. Be patient. Relationships take time to build. Communicate openly within your partner, with the kids, and even with yourself. Be flexible. Every family is different, and what works for one family may not work for another. Also, take care of yourself. It's easy to pour all your energy into your new role, but don't forget to prioritize your own well-being. The next, I would say, is celebrate the small wins. Every step forward is a step worth celebrating. That is huge. Huge. So being a step parent is one of the most challenging and rewarding roles you can take on. It's a journey of love, patience, and growth, not just for you, but for your entire family. If you're navigating this path, know that you're not alone, and the effort you're putting in matters more than you realize. Thank you for joining us today for this heartfelt conversation. If you have your own experiences as a step parent, or tips to share. We definitely would love to hear from you. You can contact us on our Facebook at We Are The Hansons or send us an email at wearethehansonsshow@gmail.com. Also, get on over to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Until next time, remember, families come in all shapes and sizes, and every one of them is beautiful in its own way. Take care, and we'll see you next on We Are The Hansons.